Okay, here is a messianic website. You see Rabbi Messiah's instruction, the Torah law, and everything. And what did they say over here? Okay, that the Trinity is a lie. Yeah, they say Trinity worshippers are idol worshippers. Okay, so will he believe them? They're Christians. You're supposed to believe, if you're a Christian, you're supposed to believe other Christians. And there are many Christians who don't believe in the Trinity or don't believe his J-Boy is a God. So why doesn't he believe them? He blames the Jews for not believing his idol-worshipping Christians, but that doesn't believe Christians who claim that he's not a God. So I think that's a little hypocritical. It's a lot hypocritical of this Naki Boy. Here's another. They call them Jehovah's Witnesses. They claim that they're Christians, and they also don't believe in the Trinity. So are they lying? They're Christians. How can they be lying? Christians don't lie. So will you follow them? They're Christians. You're supposed to follow them. You tell us your 12 drunks were Jews, so everyone who's supposed to follow them. So why don't you follow the J-Boys? They have many, many more followers. Why don't you follow them? Hypocrite, Naki Boy. Here's another website. The Trinity doctrine is pagan. This is also from a Christian website. If the web is convinced those who are gullible that the one Old Testament is really three gods. Okay? So are you going to believe them? Well, they're Christians, Naki Boy. You should believe them. No? You believe what if a Christian said it, you have to believe it. Here's another website called the Trinity Delusion. Okay? He also says there's no Trinity. Also, this is a Christian website. Okay? So are you going to believe them? Well, they're Christians. You're supposed to believe them. Didn't you say? Well, the 12 drunken Jews said this. We have to believe them. They're Jews. Jews said it. Here it is. Torah of Messiah, Yeshua. Here's a Christian messianic guy. My primary purpose is to prove that 17 original Christianity are gross departure. Okay? The Messiah, his first century followers separate from Judaism form a complete different religion that opposes it and defines an entirely new, never before considered God in the flesh. So he claims that the J-Boy is not God in the flesh and there's no such thing as a Trinity. Okay? What are you going to say about him? Why don't you believe him? Why? He's a Christian. You have to believe him. Okay. Anyways, you can go look it up. Just type in Trinity is a lie, and you'll find hundreds of websites, even messianics and all, that'll show you that many Christians don't believe in the Trinity. So why doesn't they believe in the Trinity if many Christians don't? He claims that Jews should have believed the 12 nutcases or drunks that wrote his book because they were Jews. You have to believe. Now we can explain this. Then Ramasinga says that we can't tell the Jews what their books say. According to it, this would be like the Chinese telling an American that he doesn't know his own constitution. Comparing sticks to stones, because for starters, the Gentiles didn't come to the Jews by themselves to tell them they had figured it all out. They learned it from the Messiah himself and his followers who were all Jews. Similar to the Chinese who got their information from the likes of Abraham Lincoln. Yes, so that's why I brought all those things up. So why don't you follow the non-Trinitarians and the ones that say they're not God? They didn't make it up. They got it from your Messiah himself, they claim. Okay? So why don't you believe them? Naki Boy. Now he goes on and says, then Rabbi Tobi Singer points us to Isaiah 3 to show that Jews aren't supposed to have a king, But again, as I pointed out, Rabbi Singer answers question, these things don't just happen because the prophet says so. There had to be something that caused this. And because his majority rejected sacrifice for the sins, his role as mediator and high priest, his role as the king, they don't have these things. It is only when they accept him in the latter days these things are restored. When they turn to their God and David their king in the latter days, also note that also speaks about is not having idols. How many secular Jews are into idolatry? No? Yeah, so it must be that you're idolatrous. It's talking about Jews who worship your J-boy that are idolatrous. Did you ever think about that, Naki Boy? Hey, it says, and the Lord said unto me, go yet love a woman, beloved of her friend adulteress, even the Lord loves the children of Israel, though they turn into other gods and love cakes and of raisins. So I brought her to me for 15 pieces of silver, and of barley, and half a homer of barley. And I said unto her, thou shalt sit solitary for many days, thou shalt not play the harlot, and shalt not be any man's wife, nor will I be thine. For the children sit solitary many days, without king, or without prince, and without sacrifice, and without pillar, without ephod and teraphim. Afterward shall the children of Israel return and seek the Lord their God and David their king. I said, I'm trembling to the Lord and to his goodness in the end of days. First of all, if it's the J-boy, it should have said, shall return and seek the Lord their God and his son, and his son their king. Okay? Remember, David said, they say in chapter 2 in Psalms, that David knew the Son of God. Okay? So what does it say? And David their king. Okay? This is two separate entities, two separate people. They seek Lord their God and David their king. You notice that David is not a god over here. That refutes it. Now, how does the J-boy know that because they rejected his that God, that they won't be without a king and all this will happen? How does he? Maybe it was because some Jews did follow his Satan God, and that's why all this happened. Okay? And we read many times in the true Bible where only a few committed sins and all the Jews were punished. We see this in Joshua when one person stole and God said all of Israel committed a sin. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you in the next video.